Welcome.
Hey, welcome to the new meta.
Yeah.
Episode 74.
70 mother fluffing 4.
74, the last episode before BlizzCon.
Crazy. Hey, look at that background. It's back.
Oh my gosh.
It is back. ThaPChild's already at. He's coming to us live from BlizzCon right now.
I was in Russia last night, and now I'm in California.
Playing Lost Ark in Russia, and now, dude.
I was playing Lost Ark in Russia. It was so awesome. They flew me out there just to play Lost Ark.
They're really taking advantage of that Blizzard private jet they sent you for the media pass.
Yeah, listen, they said I can go anywhere in the world I want.
Sick, dude.
So I'm like, all right,
dope.
Mother Russia. Yep, that's where we went. Oh man, hype's real. I got a fresh haircut. Looks like you got a fresh haircut.
Yeah, we're looking good.
I know, man.
I'm
best
jacked.
looking podcast on Twitch for sure.
Head to tippy toe. If you ever want to lose weight, super awesome tip. You guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
Get really sick. Just get really sick.
Super sick.
Yeah, and just drop some pounds, man.
Man, that's what I should have done then, because dude, I had this plan. I was like, all right, man, BlizzCon is November 1st. I'm gonna start dieting like 3 months out. It'll be cool. I stuck to it for about 3 weeks, and then I was like, this sucks, man. So this is ThaPChild this year at BlizzCon.
Yeah, as opposed to any other BlizzCon. Come on, I'm kidding.
Wow.
All right.
Well, that's it for episode 74, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Let's get into the polls. We got no time to waste, man. There's gonna be so much juice. So, the poll we asked last week, and I'll spam it in chat super quick so you guys can still vote on it if you didn't get to. How do you feel about the new Monk and Crusader set in Diablo 3? This is the set that was on PTR, so the Justice and the whatever the Crusader one, Fist of Heaven set. Option 1, super pog. Option 2, meh. Option 3, super underwhelming. And option 4, straight garbage. What do you think won, and what do you vote?
You can't tell Fluff made this poll, by the way. I'm just saying.
What?
You can't tell Fluff made this. I mean, there's one good option and 3 negative options.
Meh isn't awful. It's just,
I mean, super underwhelming or straight garbage. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're going to go with, I'm going to say super underwhelming.
Okay.
Even though it's your community on YouTube.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Garbage.
Toxic, dude. You guys hear that? He's talking shit on the community, boys.
Watching the podcast, so I guess it's our community.
Honestly, a lot of people didn't know what Super Pog meant. So there's a lot of people who listen to the podcast that don't watch Twitch, apparently.
Yeah,
which was super funny. But
Pog is really good. By the way,
like
you didn't know. It's like super shocked. Like, oh my god, yes.
Yeah. So that's Pog, guys.
So,
in case that swayed your vote. And someone's like, oh shit, I voted Super Pog, so that was bad. It's that straight garbage is like slang for like, yo, that's good, man.
You're right. Let's see what happened.
Sure.
I'm curious.
Results. You said super underwhelming. Yeah. Okay.
No, that's what I think won. That's not what. If I were gonna vote, I would say meh.
Meh.
I would vote meh.
Yeah.
I think it could be fixed.
Sure.
So
I would vote between straight garbage and super underwhelming.
See, they're not separated out. I think the monks, the Crusader set had some potential. The monk set needs to be redesigned. So
I mean, the only reason the Crusader set had potential is because it was more T16 capable. But like, it was still garbage. Like, it was just Fist of Heaven spam.
It looked cool.
Mindless Fist because his Fist of Heavens looks cool. But the set, I don't know. Yeah, I didn't like it. But yeah, results, please. 39% of the vote says super underwhelming. 35% of the vote says meh. 22% of the vote says straight garbage. And only 4% of the vote says super pog. God damn.
At least they're out there, right?
Yeah.
At least they're out there.
4 people,
There's
man.
a couple.
There's
a couple.
That was their demographic all along. So, wow, nailed it.
Yeah. So
not surprising, obviously.
Yeah. I don't think that's going to be the iterations that we get in the final game. So
and to touch on that, we got a little post, right?
Let's jump ahead a little bit.
This came out of left field. Okay. So there's a couple things that are like, wow, about this post. One is someone other than Brandy that works for Blizzard has finally said something on the Diablo forums, which is just whack. Like, it's insane. Super unprecedented. But he says the game producer, Matt, you think that's the Matt we met?
It is the Matt we met.
Okay, 100%. Cool.
Yeah, and so I've said before on the podcast that, I speak to Wyatt every now and then. He'll reach out to me. Wyatt's super cool. I've talked to Matt a couple times too. Matt's a super nice guy as well. So, at least all my interactions with him have been pretty nice. So,
well, he hasn't talked to me too. Cool. He's a trash kid. But yeah, Matthew says, "Hey all, the PTR was a great opportunity for us to test balance changes, measure server stability, and gauge overall fun of season. Everyone who participated has provided epic feedback, and we appreciate it. We're analyzing all of your thoughts and making changes for upcoming patch. Thank you for continuing to post your feedback, especially keeping it respectful." So one, awesome that someone else besides Dainty is posting. Like, I just like that. We only ever hear from one person. So it's good to get different perspectives in there. And two,
this confirms that they're reading and listening to other people, like people that actually for sure have development power in the game. So
he definitely does. But the thing that the giant red flag that comes up here is, like, we talked about last week how we really needed another phase of PTR, because if their first go at those new sets were what we saw on PTR, there's a 90% chance that they're not going to get it right the second time. So what we really needed was the second phase where we tested their second run at it, and then the third run, they might not be so bad. But I think that we're kind of doomed to have the new sets either be crazy OP, which is probably the smarter play, or be crazy underwhelming.
Yeah, I think I would not be surprised if they don't redesign the monk set altogether. The thing about that is like, when are they going to get feedback on it? Are they going to get feedback on it? I don't know. The Crusader set, I think, is good enough with tweaks that they can push it out. Crusader gameplay kind of plays like that. Like, Condemn played like that, and the Thorn set had a similar-ish style to it. I think that's in line with how Crusader's just play style is. I don't think that one's too far off the mark, personally. I think that they'll tweak some damage numbers, and if it's not your thing, that's cool. But speaking to everybody in general, if it's not your thing, that's cool. I think it was designed with that Crusader play style in mind. I think that one can be okay. The monk set, though, I'm like, man, I don't know where they go for that. I think like that's a complete redesign.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think the monk set was more creative. They just missed the mark.
Yeah. All right. So let's say that they're like, okay, what can we do to this? We want to keep the design that we have. And I gave the feedback last time. I said, make Tempest Rush infinitely channelable, and make the circle bigger and easier to proc. Those things would be cool. And then you'd have to buff damage numbers, right, to make it usable. And it still doesn't have toughness, so we'd have to give it toughness somehow.
I still don't think the play is for it to be a sweeping wind set. I think it should be more focused on Tempest Rush. But
yeah, I agree. But if we're going based on what they had,
if they based on what they had, they literally have to add like 150k damage mod to like make it anything, which would just be such a joke. Unfortunately, I mean, again, I don't mean to sound toxic, because I'm actually like crazy. I think that what they're doing over there on the classic games team is awesome, right? So don't take what I'm saying as like just straight toxicity, but like it was bad, and I think that it showed it's how bad it was, and it's disappointing here not to see a second round of PTR, because
maybe they could find a balance and mix the damage between Tempest Rush and the Sweeping Wind, kind of like Whirlwind and Rend. Although I think Rend surpassed Whirlwind damage with this latest iteration, but if they could find a balance where Tempest Rush does 50% of your damage and Sweeping Wind does the other 50%, then at least you could balance those things a little bit, you know?
Please add Heaven's Fury. Heaven's Fury, go on the Crusader set. Please, please, please. That's all I want.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see that, though. Like, I'm really curious to see what changes they've made to the things before they go live, and hopefully we'll get a chance to touch them before they go live. So it's not impossible for us to get to play them again before it goes live. So
true.
Fingers crossed. You know what I mean? Fingers crossed. So,
but yeah. And then the other poll we have for next week is, this is something I asked actually in chat, so there's actually some votes on it already. But it was a really good poll, and I found it to be super interesting. We saw that that graph like 10 podcasts ago, where like how the season like peaked based on the seasonal ideas so far. Mm-hmm. But I wanted chat's opinion. So, which seasonal theme has been the best? Option 1, free lawn. Option 2, free Rorg. Option 3, double goblins. Option 4, double bounty mets. Option 5, season of Triune. And option 6, the PTR kill streak season, which is hard to answer, but I know it's bogging some people out, like just thinking about the kill streaks. Like some people are super excited.
I'm answering right now. I'm swaying the poll.
What?
It was definitely double
goblins.
Double goblins.
I honestly think double goblins was probably more popular than double bounty mats for some reason. Like, as you see, we talk about it week after week. Those Reddit posts, and the people are like,
double bounty mats was nice to not have to do bounties. Man, I hated doing bounties, dude.
True.
So much.
True. That was nice.
I don't know. I'm joking, by the way. I don't think double goblins was the best or the worst. I'm not trying to sway the poll.
Sure you are.
At all.
I lost my link for the next thing. But they also, in news, so make sure you vote on that, guys. In other news, big thing actually happened, is they announced the seasonal end date to be crazy soon. Like crazy soon. God damn, I can't fucking.
Are you looking for the post? It's in the
Here it is. I got it.
Oh.
No. Okay. That's just a picture. What the fluff? Okay. Yeah, so they ended it. They're ending the season 18 November 10th, which makes this season pretty short. Let me ask you this before we like dive into anything else. Do you think that they're ending the season short because it was seemingly like a less popular season, or for other reasons, you think?
I think they want to ride the hype of BlizzCon. I think the juice is going to be so good coming from BlizzCon. And I honestly feel like we're going to get D3 stuff at BlizzCon. Really? I feel like, I don't think it's going to be crazy, but I think they're going to, obviously they're going to promote the new sets at BlizzCon. They have to, right?
Okay.
They have to. They're going to say, even if it's not like on the main stage, they're going to have side panels or posters or, they're going to talk about it a little bit, right? So I think that they want to get those in players' hands. I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, new sets coming, season 19, which is going to be, are they going to announce the start date of the season at BlizzCon? I don't know. But really, really soon after season 10.
Well, or historically, 4 days. So probably November 15th.
So, I'm going to say they want to get that new patch in our hands and ride that hype train. We're going to get D4, right? We're going to get Diablo 2 remaster.
Okay, here we go.
Right? Okay.
Here comes the ThaPChild hype train team.
we have to, man. We have to. So we're going to get those two things. Okay. And then they're going to, they're going to talk about the sets a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't sneak some more stuff in the patch too, that we didn't get the PTR test.
I think that this says the opposite. I think if they're ending the season on November 10th, chances are they're going to start on November 15th. And it's just too soon. It's too soon for us to get anything for Diablo 3. So I think that any Diablo 3 content can be completely ruled out.
I don't know. I think, or they could be setting us up for 3 months down the road, because they still have more sets to give us.
For sure,
right?
Yeah.
So all right, let's get the Crusader set out. Maybe they go back to the drawing board with Monk. Maybe we don't even get Monk, right? In season 19.
Yeah, maybe.
I'd be surprised, but maybe we don't get it.
Okay.
And then that season's going to be another 2.5 month season, because they got to get all these sets in our hands. So are we going to get 2 at a time? Okay, so that's a year's worth of content right there.
I mean, for Diablo standards, yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a year's worth of seasons.
Sure.
And then a year from now, Diablo 4. Like, they're not going to keep pumping these sets out when Diablo 4 launches.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Sure. Okay.
So let's just say, that's my theory. My theory is they're getting on schedule. They're getting on schedule for a release date. Because they're like 2, 2, 2, 2, and then, or maybe 2, 2, 3. for the sets.
Okay.
And then boom, we're on schedule for.
I think that is interesting. I want you to put your tinfoil hat on for a second because I disagree. So ExileCon happens November 16th through 17th.
You think they're trying to launch the season when ExileCon starts
Yes,
to keep the traction?
I think that they're trying to distract from ExileCon, which is a smart business play. I'm not saying it's not. But that's
it is a smart business move. Yeah.
That's what I theorize. I don't think that they're doing it for any other purpose.
I think that could be part of it. I do. I think that could be part of it. The season ends on November 10th, which I'm assuming is a Sunday because it always ends on a Sunday. Yep. So then the 7th would be a week later. So at ExileCon is a Saturday and a Sunday.
Correct.
So that would be prime time season launch.
Yep.
It would line up perfectly, boys.
Yep.
But ExileCon's, I mean, how much is D3 season launch really going to take away from ExileCon? Because ExileCon, you can still watch that while you're playing.
Yeah.
You could still have a YouTube video or a stream or whatever the coverage. You could still have that on. It's not like this. It's not like the league is launching that day.
Sure.
Or the patch is dropping that day. So maybe a little bit. But I think if I were betting, I would say that's definitely probably could factor in, but not the sole reason. I think that it's probably to get on a release schedule of some sorts also. So.
I mean, the other reason being that I'll be out of town, so it's prime time to.
Yeah, totally. Guys, Fluff's out of town. We're dropping.
Yo,
we're dropping
he's gonna be out of town. We know it. Drop the season start.
Season start. Yeah.
So it's gonna be like 3 weeks in the season before I even get to try out the new season, which fucking sucks. But we knew this was
So
gonna happen.
let's talk about this real quick so the listeners know. What is your schedule? So we're gonna be gone for BlizzCon.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I won't be back Tuesday the 5th until after midnight.
What?
So. Yeah.
What?
So maybe we'll have to do the podcast that Wednesday.
Okay.
Instead.
Okay.
The 6th. But yeah, my plane doesn't get back until like midnight on the 5th. So, and then when are you flying out to ExileCon? Are you going to be here for the 12th? The podcast on the 12th?
Yeah. I fly out the 13th, the evening of the 13th. And I don't get back until December 1st.
Oh, snap. So we're going to miss 2?
Yep.
2. Unless you want to do one in New Zealand. See if you can go to Quinn's house and do a podcast with Quinn.
Yeah, we'll do it live on his deck.
Live on his what?
Deck.
Oh, his deck?
Yeah, his deck.
He's got a big deck, I've heard.
Yeah. I mean, there'll be a bunch of people on it, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty interesting stuff. I think it's weirdly coincidental that it's going to try to overshadow PoE, but I don't think there's anything they can really do to overshadow PoE at this point, but we shall see. But yeah, those are the polls. And now, let's get to the juice. Right?
Let's see the juice.
Really time to put on. Okay, so if you're a ThaPChild fan right now, you put on your little conductor hat to get on the train for the hype. If you're,
buckle your seatbelts, boys. Here we go. All right, so there's been a crap ton of leaks that have dropped in the last week-ish, maybe a little more. And so we'll start with World of Warcraft.
Okay.
World of Warcraft leaked the Shadowlands is going to be the name of the next expansion. They linked an image that shows Bovaer as the new Lich King, which I don't know. I honestly don't even know who he is.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, I like WoW. I'm not a huge lore nut in any game I play. I follow the story. Like I want to know what's going on, but I'm not like, oh, this person was the realm of the King of the Realms, eternal.
I asked chat to explain it to me because, I like the Lich King. Like that was like my one memorable World of Warcraft expansion, and no one could explain it in a way that really made sense. Other than it's like you're just supposed to kind of know Bolvar is like this weird fiery guy. I don't know. I didn't understand.
Yeah, I don't remember who Bolvar is either. From what I remember is there always has to be a Lich King.
Right.
And so
he took
at the end of the Lich King expansion, whoever was the Lich King, it wasn't was it Arthas?
Arthas, yeah.
Arthas went
got defeated.
And you froze somebody else as the Lich King forever permanently.
Bolvar, yeah.
That was him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that guy I guess is going to get pissed and stand up and be unfrozen.
Sure.
So
which makes sense, he's been struggling with the Lich King in his head, and now he's gonna be like, all right, fuck this ice shit, let's kill some stuff,
Right.
I get it.
You know, it's been so long since I played that. I did actually raid and beat the raid and see the cool cinematic back in the day, and it was pretty awesome. So you know, it'll be interesting. The character like Lich King is obviously a fan favorite.
Oh yeah.
And I think as long as they do well by the expansion, it'll be well received. Like Legion used Illidan, who is my favorite villain in the WoW series. And it was awesome, dude. I thought Lich King was a good Legion was a good expansion. So if they do the story right, it could be awesome. Yeah. And if they fuck the story up, it's going to be garbage. So everybody's excited at it, and that's cool. All right, let's play on the Lich King's success and try to repeat it. You know?
Yeah. So. I mean, Blizzard definitely, as of late, seems to be like more and more capitalizing on nostalgia. Right? You look at WoW Classic.
Yeah.
To your credit, you know the Legion was Illidan. You know, it seems that Diablo 4, if it's going to be a thing, will definitely be going the more like historical route for Diablo and be like darker and stuff like that. So
yeah, hope so.
D2 remaster potentially. That's very, classic.
It's the era of remakes and
pretty much
reboots.
Guaranteed cash.
Guaranteed cash flow. Nostalgia is strong though. And like that, I can't say that it doesn't increase my excitement a little bit. If they're like, yo, Lich King's coming back, I'm like, okay, cool. And if they would have said, it's this new guy, I'd be like, all right, he looks cool, Yeah. But it's not as exciting to me as Lich King. At least I kind of know the story there. And I'll go back and refresh and get juiced up with the story before.
And that's a great point. Because it's like, I probably a lot of players played Wrath of the Lich King. And then like they they're like mad about everything after that. And then like to see like, okay, you hear word that like the Lich King's coming back for the next WoW expansion. Like people would be like, yeah, like that was cool. He was a cool guy. Like I'm gonna come back and try it out. It's
let's check this story. Sure. I'm interested in the story. Let's check it out. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, when I initially heard it, I was like, I did like the Lich King, so I was like, okay, it's cool to have a good bad guy. Like that's one of the things that like you and I both like is having a good bad guy.
Yeah, and it'd be cool to if they can even I think that people have hinted at some of the systems changes that they're making in the PTRs in BFA right now are going in the right direction. And I think that's going to be the biggest reveal of BlizzCon is like they're going to announce the expansion. And I hope they talk about the systems a little bit, like meaning the loot progression, the loot systems. Like, and when I say systems, I mean like, okay, so Legion had the legendary weapon that you had the runes on and you upgraded it. And then BFA, it was the necklace, with the whatever artifact power, which is just ridiculous. It's a shit system, right?
Yeah.
So I think if they can show off enough system to be like, listen, we got rid of the artifact necklace, that's gone. We're going to use this now. I think that can really set the train for the hype. Like how good is this expansion going to be? So that picture to me is kind of like, what is that? It looks like some Disney shit.
That looks like the Pandaria place covered in ice.
Does it? See, I saw that and I thought Little Mermaid Castle.
No, because there's no hidden penis, so it can't be the Mermaid Castle.
I have. Well, I just say my mom has a VHS tape with a hidden penis. Have we talked about that before? I feel like I've said this before. I 100% have the hidden penis VHS tape at home. Solid. It's hilarious.
Mounted.
Yeah. But yeah, and then there was a picture of that's the leaked picture. It's like a shirt you can buy or something. So
art print and logo T-shirt.
Yeah, so this is apparently ripped off of Blizzard's website. Like it's a hidden. I don't know how they're.
I mean, he looks pretty fucking dope right there. Like,
yeah, dude, he looks badass. He's like got the blue eyes, but everything else looks fiery pissed.
Yeah,
and there's even a face in his hammer. Look at that shit. What is that?
Fucking fire skull or some shit.
It's like a face in his hammer.
And they put on the back of it. They put like his crown spikes. Kind of looks like.
So maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Flip it around and just impale somebody. I don't know.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's pretty cool.
It does look good.
So it's exciting. It's dope. And like that, like even the belt, that looks like some of the plate belt that used to get in ICC. I remember Warrior belt had like a big ass skull and shit on it. So it's cool. All right. I'm gonna save the D4 stuff for last. Let's jump to Overwatch.
Okay.
So this is ridiculous to me. ESPN, fucking PN is leaking Overwatch 2. Now, I kind of get it because ESPN is starting to dabble in like the NBA league and the Madden league, and I guess maybe they're in cahoots with the Overwatch league stuff. I don't think I've ever seen it on ESPN. I watch a lot of ESPN, guys. I've never seen it, but ESPN leaked Overwatch 2, which is mind-boggling to me. And I guess the report is that Blizzard emailed out like a demo instructions for their floor, and in these instructions, it had data like about Overwatch 2, and they mailed it out to all internals, but accidentally copied some external partners as well. And some dude at ESPN was one of those guys who is probably like in a lot of shit now for leaking it. I don't know, because he tried to redact a lot of it.
Okay.
But so in that it says Echo is going to be a new playable character, and I don't know if that's Echo at the top. I would assume that's Echo at the top.
Yeah.
And then so Echo was revealed at BlizzCon 2018, which I don't remember, but the story was removed and updated not to mention Echo in the retail versions that went out. And
so they've been sitting
Echo
on this
image
check for a while.
Yeah, so this Echo image was found on the Blizzard Gear website, just like the Diablo, the WoW stuff. And it looks like they did some character redesigns that are very subtle to me, Tracer, and Genji. Like Tracer's pants are different, and like May doesn't have like May, it doesn't have all the feathers on her neck, her helmet.
Is that indicative of the fact that it's going to be like expansion? Or is that?
Well, I guess, yeah. I mean, I would think if you're going to make a sequel game and you're going to have some of the main characters carry over, if not all of them, that they have to be different from Overwatch 1. Like, you have to see it and be like, this is Overwatch 2 Tracer, not Overwatch 1 Tracer. Yeah. So costume redesigns, it has to be recognizable enough that's like, oh, that's Tracer.
Sure.
But at the same time, be like, that's a new Tracer. It's not what we've been playing. So that would make sense, I suppose.
Yeah.
And then apparently they're going to add some PvE content, which is kind of what we talked about when we're like, what are they going to do for Overwatch 2? So they added like a PvE story that takes place in Rio de Janeiro. And we don't know if there's going to be more than one story, if it's going to be like, a big mission, like how this is really going to play out. But PvE content, 4-player PvE content. There's a new game mode called Push, and I really couldn't find any details on Push.
Okay.
And the PvE story, the picture you have up now, if you're listening to audio, you can't really see it, but it shows Tracer leveling up her abilities and skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, like so they got talents and things on there. So you have to level your characters in some facet.
I'll just like read them off real quick because I don't know if there's like any ability to this. So pulse pistols reload when using any ability is level 1. Recall causes damage to all recently damaged enemies. Flash, blinking through enemies damages them. Chain reaction, pulse bomb causes secondary explosions on the enemies that are damaged by it. Vortex enemies are pulled toward the point of recall and snared. And speed kills, killing blows speed up your cooldowns.
Yeah.
And these all sound very...
Yeah, you have to pick one or the other. They do sound tracery. They sound a little overpowered for competitive PvP to me.
Sure.
So maybe the PvE mode, you get these things and then PvP is different.
Yeah.
I can't imagine having some like blinking through people hurts them. Like I don't know. It just sounds.
It'd be weird though to like play Tracer. And like her cooldowns come back crazy fast, and you're like get used to the PvE, and then you'd like, okay, well I'm pretty good at Tracer now, so let me jump into some PvP, and then like you're just like,
it's just completely different.
You have no cooldowns.
And that's one of the design philosophies that Destiny goes by is like we want the game to feel the same in PvP and PvE, so that's why PvP is kind of taking a back seat forever.
Right.
So I don't know. We'll see how this plays out. To me, it's super hard to put a 2 next to the game. Like, if you take all the characters that are in Overwatch 1, you put them in Overwatch 2 with very similar abilities, if not the same abilities, you give new maps, does that justify a 2? Like, a new game mode, a couple hours of PvE content, and maybe a couple new characters, is that a 2? To me, it's an expansion.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. So maybe they're gonna do like this Fortnite style,
right? Like a rebrand, right?
Yeah. What did Fortnite call itself? Like Fortnite Chapter 2 or something?
I thought it was just Fortnite 2, but
I think it's Chapter 2 is what they called it. But so yeah, I'm not sure. But more leaks say the leaked demo guide confirms that the game is going to be playable on the showroom floor. So that's kind of how this all got out, is from the demo guide. And I don't know. It'll be interesting to play. Like, I'm an Overwatch fan. I like Overwatch.
Sure.
So
I would wait in that line once. Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
I'll do that thing. So, Diablo 2 remaster is rumored to be a thing.
So Metro comes out again with another leak, and then Metro's the guy that was like last year all super cash, like, oh yeah, guess what, guys, we're gonna get Diablo 4 and Diablo 2 remaster this year, like super cash, chill. And this guy has like a track record for posting leaks, so he comes out again earlier this week and says, leak number 2 pretty much confirmed. Diablo 2 just got updates to the icons on a Battle.net launcher. People told me I just guessed D4 because everyone had heard it before, just like I guess Ash and her abilities last year. Sorry guys, it's happening. And then he links the Diablo 2 did get, new art. So
yeah, I mean, that's, I don't think it's far-fetched, because they had the D2 music last year, and I feel like they pulled it, man.
And look at those, man. Like, those are totally redone.
Right. Yeah. It's clean.
Yeah, super clean.
I think D2 is going to happen. My thing is with D2, how true are they going to stay?
I honestly have a question for you. Where did this come from? Like, here's the thing with the D4, there's like leaks about. There's like, with Overwatch, there's leaks about. With World of Warcraft, there's leaks about. D2 is the only one that seems like it's just completely like the fans want it, so now it's like a possibility.
Just word of mouth.
Yeah.
Like, nobody's got factual
evidence. No one,
yeah.
So to me, it's like we're either completely and totally wrong, which is definitely a huge possibility.
Yeah, my thing is, if if Diablo 2 remaster doesn't happen, I don't really give a shit. You know what I mean? Like, okay.
Okay.
Like, and people are like, wait, why? But I want it. Like, okay. Sure. It's going to be fun to play through it once. If they stay super, super true to the original and it's just got updated textures, let me tell you how that looks. All right. Go check out Final Fantasy VIII Remaster. Okay. I played Final Fantasy VIII in 1999 when it came out on PlayStation 1. Fantastic game. I looked at the remaster when they announced the launch on Switch and PC and PS4 and all that shit, and I was like, did they update the graphics? This looks like butt. This looks horrible. Then I went back and looked at like the 1999 PlayStation version, and I'm like, oh, they did crazy amounts of work. It still looks dated.
Sure.
Just updating the textures is not enough. Like, they have to redesign the game from the ground up. Now, the benefit is, I think that even David Brevik said at some point that to redo the textures in D2 would kind of be impossible, right?
Yeah, if you were to try to straight up like use it and just reskin it,
they would have to redesign the game from scratch. So then maybe possibly it could look pretty awesome,
Yeah.
But they're gonna have to stay true to the fans and make it like identical. So so we got a sprint bar again. That's cool. There's just so many things about the game, and I haven't played it in 20 years. So would it be fun? Sure. But is it going to be a game I'm going to grind forever? Nah, probably not.
Yeah.
So,
and
it'd be fun, but there's so many other games coming out. Like, I'm not upset if it doesn't, Okay,
so if it's just a straight up carbon copy of Diablo 2 that we played forever ago, we've said it before, it'd be weird going into a Diablo game where we do zero theory crafting, right? Like, you're immediately, you're going to hop on and be like, okay, cool, Diablo 2, and then you jump into like maybe a multiplayer. And someone comes in chat and like immediately backseats games you and is like, "Yo, this is how you do it. You're playing Necro wrong,
why are you doing that?
Right?"
And like, you're gonna remember the systems like pretty fast, and you're gonna be like, "Okay, I remember this map. I remember where to go here," because I don't know.
I grinded the F out of Diablo 2, and so like just the idea of like Mephisto runs or like like running the same dungeon from Act 1 with like a bunch of magic find or something, like it doesn't sound super appealing. Even if the game looks great, it's hard to imagine it having a crazy long lifespan. I feel like the majority of players would come back, they would go through the campaign, and they'd see the updated CGI, and that would like pog out for that, and then it would just kind of die like real quick.
Yeah, and I and I could be totally wrong. It could be super amazing, and I'm like, this has got me hooked, because I didn't grind the shit out of D2. I played it through the campaign, I think like twice or something. And so it would be super fresh to me. It's been 18 years or 20 years or however long it's been. So it could be fun, but again, I'm not saying I'm not excited for it. If it does come out, that would be super awesome, and I would like to play it. But if it doesn't come out, I'm not going to be super upset because, again, I think there's so many other things in the horizon that I'll be okay. I'll find something else to play while I wait for D4.
I mean, I would like it. It'd be fun to revisit it, and people are always asking us to replay it, and it just looks too much like shit to want to do that. So I'm all for it, and I think it'd be fun, but it would suck if there's like nothing changed. Like if there's no new ways to grind in game. I would like them to
take some liberty with it.
Yeah, man, of course.
Yeah, and change it a little bit. And I know that's going to piss a lot of the hardcore old school D2 guys off.
Yeah.
Maybe. Like, wouldn't they be happy too? Like if you've played 10,000 hours, wouldn't you be like, yo, that's cool. They mixed the sets up. Like, let's figure this shit out.
Sure.
I don't know.
And it would sound toxic, but like even as simple as adding rifts and greater rifts to Diablo 2. I mean, I know that's like so cheese, but like at least it's something other than like just static farming the same shit. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what
I'm
the
with
solution is.
I'm with you. So there's the rumors for D2.
Sure.
And
even the reader, like the community kind of has the same. I feel like there's a huge upvote post on Reddit. It's like people are so fond about their Diablo 2 memories, but like if they get their hands on it, like a lot of people are like, you guys aren't gonna like, you're not gonna like it anymore. Like in the current year.
Yeah. It'll show its age.
Right. Yeah. It'll definitely show how it's like, man, this is what I did, and it's to reiterate on that. It's like I played Frenzy Barb in Diablo 2 is like so I'd always like do off meta necro stuff, and I would eventually like hit a cap, and I would just like log in my Frenzy Barb and just be like a god, right? Mm-hmm. And but like Frenzy Barb is so basic. Can you imagine just like playing like a Frenzy Barb in Diablo where you're literally just like holding left click and you just move really fast, right? Like that's it. That's all there was to it. And back then it was awesome. Because you'd move fast and like you could attack really fast. But now, like compared to like playing Blightspear on the Necromancer, it's gonna feel like I'm playing a game from 1991, and that's what it is. So it's just hard. It's hard to imagine straight up copy pasting.
We'll see. This is the leak that I like you said. We don't have any factual evidence, so I'm kind of on the fence. And if it doesn't happen, cool. And if it does happen, cool.
Sure.
Either way, I'm fine. I'm happy. Obviously, if I got to pick, I would say, sure, let's get it. Let's have it. Let's play through it again for fun and nostalgia's sake. And of course, I'll buy it and all that kind of stuff. So it'd be cool. On to the good juice. All right. So those are the first three, right? Mm-hmm. The good juice is Diablo 4. Look at this new leak. A Lilith page stolen out of the new book. I would assume this is where this came from.
Yeah.
But it says...
go ahead.
Yeah, this is the art book that we talked about last week that confirmed Diablo 4. Like, this is the page from the book. And this new leak says, and this is quotes, it says, Lilith's debut in Diablo 4 is reimagining her from that is far different from her previous appearance.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it straight up is just like, she's in Diablo 4. This is what she looks like. And then the article goes on to talk about like how they have like one artist has the concept of her, and then they give it to another artist, and he like adds his little tweaks to it, and in China they come up with this badass character.
Sure.
And
now
that's gonna be cool, man.
So some people are saying that like she would be the main focus, like the bossy boss,
the main villain.
Yeah. And what do you know like Lilith at all?
Not
okay,
much.
So let me tell you, like, this is how devout I am to Diablo. Okay. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready. Let's hear your lore history.
I fucking researched the shit out of Diablo lore the past few days. And now I'm like an expert. I'm literally an expert, which I'm not proud of, guys, but I'm just doing it for the team, right? And we have no one on the podcast who knows shit about lore. So I bit the bullet. Okay, so Lilith is the daughter of Mephisto. You know Mephisto?
Mm-hmm.
So Mephisto is one of the prime evils, okay?
Yeah.
One of three. Daughter of her, she's the one that like captured Inarius, which was one of the first angels Inarius set from Necro. You see?
Yeah.
And they made babies, and those babies are the Nephilim. which is what you are in Diablo 3.
Wait, who made babies?
Her,
Lilith,
and Inarius.
Inarius. But Inarius was good.
Yes, Inarius was an angel. One of the first angels.
Hold on.
Okay,
So let's go back to this baby making. All right, hold on.
Sure.
So Lilith.
Let me go back to, you know what? Here. It's a quick little back history just to that, okay? So in the beginning of Diablo, okay, there's Anu, who's like the creationist, right? He's the creator of all things. And he was like, he was on this quest to be so perfect, right? So he's like, I'm going to do a cleanse, and like just shit out all the evil stuff about me. And so he did that, and that was ThaPChild, which is like basically like evil in its most pure form. And then he like battled for eternity, basically. And then they killed each other, and they both like exploded, I guess. And then like Anu's spine became where the angels came from, and the 7 heads of ThaPChild became the great evils. So you get the 3 prime evils and the 4 lesser evils, right?
Okay.
And so again, Mephisto is one of the 3 prime evils with Baal and Diablo, and Mephisto had Lilith, and Lilith, her and Inarius hit it off. She captured Inarius in a fight and was like gonna torture him and shit.
She captured Inarius, and then he got horny being locked up for so long.
And he was like, "Yo, you're so pretty." And his thing was like, "I'm so tired of this fucking conflict," right? So they're like, so they found the World Stone, and they're like, let's make a world where like we're not in this fucking fight anymore because it sucks. So they did that. So they made Sanctuary, which is the world, of Diablo.
Yeah.
And then they made a bunch of babies, and the babies were Nephilim. And then they realized like, oh shit, these babies are OP. Right?
Yeah.
That they're OP as F. And so Inarius is like, shit, man, we're gonna have to kill these motherfucking babies, right? Because they're too strong. And so all he's thinking about like what they're gonna do. Lilith, I guess this was when she's like, she turns into her new form, like this form or whatever. Okay. And she like kills all the angels that were in Sanctuary, like all of them. Because I guess she's a badass. And saves like the Nephilim. And then Inarius like finds out and like banishes her. Doesn't want to kill her because he's like in love with her or whatever.
Right.
And like banishes her. And so she's like in this.
He needs to call her at night sometimes.
Nether void. Okay. And then he curses the Soul Stone to make Nephilims like weak over time, and eventually that's how the humans come to be. Is that they're just like weak ass Nephilim.
Got it.
You got it, dude. Look at me. Are you listening? Are you listening, dude? I'm like literally rank 1 lore nerd.
Are you gonna credit whoever's video you watched for that or what?
Is the wiki.
Wiki. You read the whole wiki.
I actually read.
I'm super proud of you, man. I'm super proud of you.
Woo! So that's Lilith. And so my question is to you, all right? Do you think, so, ThaPChild was like the big evil dude, right? With 7 heads. He explodes and he forms like the prime evils and the lesser evils. So prime evil has a kid and it's her. Wouldn't you think that like that blood, like they get weaker, maybe like every single time?
You would think, yeah.
So I'm like, how the F?
She's not as strong as Diablo.
Right, exactly.
So she's not a prime.
Right. Yeah. And plus Diablo in Diablo 3.
And who did he have the kid with? Like who's her mom?
It's another like big demon. I don't know.
But she wasn't a prime either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so she wasn't. Yeah, exactly. Diluted blood.
So she can't be as strong, right?
Right.
Can't be.
And so the question is like, okay, what's got to happen? Because the Nephilim killed like the prime Diablo, which is like Diablo plus all the powers of all the evils, which is insane.
She's gonna have to get some juice somehow.
So she's gonna have to get some crazy juice somehow.
Yeah, she's gonna find some juice. So she's gonna eat, the
Nephilim babies. All the Nephilim babies, and she gets their power.
Yeah, maybe.
Or some of the other theories are like, we're not gonna be playing Nephilim anymore. Like we're just like normal dudes, like learning.
Oh, that would suck.
Magic.
We need powers, dude.
Well, I think you learn powers. I think you can learn powers in like Sanctuary. I don't know.
You can't.
I guess in Diablo like 1 and 2, you weren't a Nephilim.
You said you weren't a Nephilim?
Yeah, I guess. Diablo 3 is like the first game where you're like a Nephilim.
Okay.
Because like the World Stone was broken, and then
what if we're evil, dude? What if the game is reversed? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
What if we're going around killing the good guys?
I'm down.
Nobody does that. Nobody does that. It's always I'm the good guy, killing the bad guys.
Yeah.
Like, what if we're the bad guy killing the good guys?
Sure.
Back to the darker roots.
But then you hear like the soccer moms being like, my kid's killing angels all day. And
like, yeah. I mean, look at GTA. He's going to strip clubs in GTA, woman. Be quiet.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean?
True.
Like, it's okay.
True.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, that's interesting. It has a lot of, if she's the main bad guy, like you said, like she's going to have to get juiced up. She's going to have to like power up, transform or something.
Yeah, they're going to have to show how she gets some juice somehow.
Yeah, or we're going to be like just weaker.
Or
right?
humans.
Yeah.
But then what happens to the Nephilim? Like there's Nephilim right now in D3. You know?
Maybe something happens where like they can kill off. Maybe she absorbs all the Nephilim or some shit.
Does the story have to follow D3 too? I mean, it could be.
I would assume it does.
What if it's like a prequel to everything? Then she could be in it.
True.
Because
she's old as fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. You know.
True.
There it is. Something. I don't know. This is a really cool leak to me. Like the artwork on that bottom picture looks badass.
Yeah.
So,
And she was in, I don't know if it's part of some event. Lilith was actually in Diablo 2, I think. But she like was a reskinned, who's the poison chick? Andariel? Anyways.
I don't know.
But she was like a black version of her and who was green or something. But I guess like this is a new art, which is what you see in this article. Like they kind of skinned her.
Yep.
To be cooler. Anyways, side tangent.
And then also, we got more juice. Also.
Yeah. So on the store, there's some cards, and the cards have Lilith on them as well.
This was
on the Blizzard gear store.
Yep.
So
and is this directly on their gear store right now?
Yeah, right now.
Yeah, right now. It's up there.
So
I don't know why whoever took the photograph didn't turn that one over. I don't know. I mean, that's not
what's trolly
that could
here.
Still be possible even without a D4 release though, because she is part of the lore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
she is there.
You know, it's like look how trolly this is though, because like Blizzard fucks with people, right?
Right.
So you got like 8 cards here.
I mean, if she was on the 4,
there's like 4 face cards, which are Diablo characters, right? But then you scroll down, and they're selling coasters. Guess how many coasters they have set out?
4. Right.
Like they're literally just trolling
totally
people, man.
Like if Lilith would have been on the 4, I would be like, son of a bitch. That like that would have been it. You know, they put her on with the 6. Does it look like the 6? It's hard for me to see it.
It's a queen. It's a queen.
It's the queen? Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense too.
Sure.
That makes sense too. It's pretty interesting, man. And then there's a Kotaku article that you linked, and I actually read this before we even talked about putting it on the schedule. I went through this, and it just recaps how 2018 was supposed to be the announcement, and it didn't happen, and shit went south last minute.
Yeah.
Which makes total sense because they hyped us up for these projects, and the forges are burning hot and all that kind of stuff, and then they, didn't drop it. Immortal was then supposed to carry the BlizzCon, which was not the intent. And then now they laid off all the people.
Sure.
It basically goes and recaps how since BlizzCon 2018, like that moment in time, it's just been downhill for Blizzard. Like stocks dropped. They fired the people. BlizzCon 2018 was like people were upset. They isolated their core audience. Then you have the Hong Kong incident with the Hearthstone player, and it's just like, holy shit. Yeah. All their focus has been on let's get our core IPs fixed. Let's put on a good show.
Sure.
So,
but yeah, there's 2 particular sentences I found really interesting about this Kotaku article. So one, they say, quote, in May, Blizzard canceled a StarCraft first-person shooter, codename Ares, as well as an unannounced mobile game, which is great. Thank you, Blizzard, for canceling that. Blizzard's goal, as we reported, was to put those resources into Diablo 4 and Overwatch 2, both of which will finally be revealed this week. And it's such like passive language. Like it's so like in this article, it's like, oh yeah, well, totally, like 100% confirmed. Like it's not even like the highlight of the article. They're just like, yeah, Diablo 4 is.
Jason Schreier wrote this article.
Right.
Like I said, man, I've been following this guy for years, and he's always on point. I can't remember ever reading his stuff and him being wrong. Ever. Like, not one time. So I'm not saying it's like, I believe it's confirmed. I believe it's gonna happen.
Honestly,
I am 100. I would bet money.
At this point,
bet you money.
At this
point, I would bet money D4 is released.
At this point, honestly, like, I want Diablo 4 like really bad, but I kind of like want to see them not announce it just to see what you do, like just to see.
Oh my god,
the look on your face.
I would be super upset. Man.
It's like a totally selfish reason. But it's we were going to get Diablo 4 this year, but Lord Fluffy just like really wanted to troll ThaPChild.
He wanted to see ThaPChild cry, so no D4 announcement. Oh man.
But
yeah.
The other thing that was super interesting about this article is so Kotaku like straight up asks like what do you think about the protest? Like what do you think is going to go down with that? And so he says, quote, I asked 3 Blizzard employees what they thought about this. They all seemed to be relaxed about the prospects of protests and Twitch spam. A small sample size granted, but their consensus was at the end of the day, the big game reveals win. So they think that their announcements are so good that people are going to forget about the human rights stuff. And
well, I don't think the people that came there to protest give a shit about the game.
Yeah, of course not.
You know? So, if the game releases are good and they can arrest the protesters really fast, yeah, maybe. I can't deny that I haven't thought about the protesting stuff a little bit.
Yeah, of course,
I think that it definitely makes me personally uneasy.
Sure.
And I'm sure everybody that's going uneasy, especially if when we get there Friday morning, if there's like people lined up screaming at us,
Mm-hmm.
So, I think that if the game announcements are stellar, they can try to sweep a lot of it under the rug, and it might work. It could work.
Sure.
I think it depends on how much we get on. I think Diablo 4 would be huge. I mean, Diablo 3 sold 30 something plus million copies. There's a huge audience for Diablo out there, and everybody. I mean, it's in every game directory that I've been in Twitch. Every streamer that I watch on Twitch, even if they're not an ARPG streamer, every single one of them has been like, "I can't wait for D4," and I'm like, you stay out of my directory.
Yeah. God damn it. Right.
We've
been incubating this whole time.
That's just how big it is, though, man. Everybody's interested.
Sure, of course, man.
So.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. And they also kind of actually touch, I don't know if it was this article or another one, but they're actually talking about how they're like stepping up security and stuff like that. So that was good to hear. But yeah, and then one of the most interesting things, I think, because it's not like a ooh gotcha, but it's like that's pretty fucking weird. So last year, we talked about this before the BlizzCon last year. Uh-huh. Look who's on the cover of this Diablo comic book that they decided not to release.
Mm-hmm.
Lilith.
Does she look like the other one? Do you have the other picture up too? Let's see those. I mean,
Alt tab.
Very similar artwork style.
Yeah.
I mean, the horns are a little bit different, but the wings are a little different, but definitely very similar.
So like
style.
To me, it's kind of like it's kind of like a gotcha, because it's like, Kotaku had said like they were gonna release, or they were gonna announce Diablo 4 last year, and then they pulled it.
And it looks like she's commanding an army.
Yes.
Right? It looks like she's pointing at her army, like, go get them. So, dude, yeah, man. I mean, the stars are aligned. The Diablo 4 thing is going to happen. Lilith's the boss. The question is, are we going to get a demo? Are we going to get gameplay footage? I say no on a demo. Okay. I think a demo's out of question. It's too soon.
Okay. So has your opinion changed from last week on these 4 primetime spots for day one BlizzCon?
Diablo 4 first.
Okay.
World of Warcraft second.
Okay.
Overwatch is definitely one of them. I think they're going to end with Overwatch.
Okay.
What is that third spot, man? I don't think D2 gets main stage. I don't know, dude.
Diablo
I don't
Immortal?
know.
Diablo Immortal, dude?
No,
Immortal?
they can't. They can't.
Why not?
They can't.
Why not?
They can't.
What if they
They
did
have to.
D4?
They have to, though. What if Activision's like, you have to? You have to talk about Diablo Immortal main stage.
So then they're buffering it, right? So they say Diablo 4, World of Warcraft expansion, Overwatch 2, like legitimately the best things we can possibly release to you guys, and then we'll throw in the Diablo Immortal at the end. So
For
maybe
how long? What's that segment?
it's the same.
How long is that
Are
segment?
all the same. They're all 45 minutes. Yeah.
No, it's not Immortal. It can't be. It can't. Okay. All right. Let's think about this.
Okay.
If they did in this order, Diablo 4, World of Warcraft, Overwatch 2,
Yeah.
and that fourth slot is Immortal, does the crowd still boo?
I mean, I gotta say yes, but I think Blizzard honestly thinks no, based on that
yes
thing.
too.
Yeah.
I think if they talk about it main stage, it gets booed. If they did a panel on the side, I think it would be fine. 100% fine, especially with those announcements. But main stage, I think just the crowd in general, even being super high on D4 and even all that shit would still be like, you know, Diablo Immortal, boo. Like it would happen. I think it would happen.
Sure. So, okay.
And I'm not saying that that would make me, that's what I want to happen or that would make me happy. I just think that's what would happen.
Sure.
You know? So
okay. Let me get a couple scenarios from you. So I took the liberty, I made a list of scenarios, okay, of what I think, because you tweeted out earlier today, like, you know, we're gonna play some bets. We're gonna say what we think. So I'm like, all right, let's really think this through, right?
Okay.
So give me your worst case scenario, and give me your like I walk away from Blizzard feeling pretty good scenario, and give me your like holy fucking shit best case scenario.
So you want worst case?
Yeah,
first?
worst case first. Actually, no. You walk away from BlizzCon being like, yeah, I'm glad I went this year. Worth it.
Worth it, but not best case.
Right. Yes.
It's only worth it if we get Diablo 4. Period.
Okay.
For the money that I'm spending to go, I really
Just a trailer.
would. Just a trailer, yeah. Come on, man. You're putting me in the spot right now. Yeah, I would say I would be, if we got a trailer with any kind of release date or just a trailer. Are we going to get like, let's say a generic, like fall?
No way we're getting released.
2020.
No way.
Like not even, okay. If it's just a D4 and that's it and like a cinematic.
Yeah.
Okay. I would be happy but not satisfied.
Okay. So is there anything else outside of the D4 realm that would satisfy your BlizzCon? Like
I'm a WoW fan. I think if they had some crazy WoW juice that was just like, this looks badass, then yeah, that would be cool. If they had really Overwatch 2 has some really amazing PvE content, I think that would get to me too, because I'm a shooter fan. And then Diablo 3. If they had Diablo 3 expansion, that would make me happy-ish. Yeah.
happy-ish?
I mean, it would have
happy-ish? A
I mean,
Diablo
we
3
want
expansion
4.
would make you happy-ish?
We're saying to leave BlizzCon like super ecstatic. Like this is my, like I left like, okay, cool.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. I'd be okay, cool. But at this point, it depends on what they give me in that expansion. If they're like Druid class expansion, like, okay, I'm happy, but I'm not like, Diablo 3 has been the same end game. You're just going to do the same end game on a new character, which is fun for a little bit.
Okay.
But is that going to last you for a year? 2 years? 3 years?
Okay.
Probably not. You know what I mean?
Okay, so interview, you leave happy if D4 trailer, 3.3 content is coming.
Yeah.
As far as an expansion, like that
expansion
level
would make me really pretty happy. Yeah, a full-fledged expansion, not just a character class. I'd be super happy. Yeah.
WoW retail expansion.
Yeah.
And Overwatch 2, or do you even care?
Overwatch 2 would be cool. Yeah, it'd help. Okay. It'd be nice.
So that's your like I would
be happy.
Good year.
Like I spent good money.
Okay.
It was cool.
Cool.
It was worth it.
Okay. Now worst case scenario.
No D4.
Sure.
No D3 content at all, I guess. Like D2 remaster, if they drop that as like the Diablo juice, I'd be like, damn. Like, you know, like I'd be a little upset about that. Like I would, and here's the reason, because I would feel like I got jebaited into Diablo twice now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
true.
Now I've spent like $3,000 thinking I'm going to get to be part of the excitement of the Diablo 4 announcement, and I haven't. And so I think that to me, this wouldn't just be BlizzCon 2019. This would be 2018 and 19 smashed together, because both times I think I'm getting D4. So yeah, if we just got a D2 remaster, I would be super upset. The WoW expansion looks like shit, and no Overwatch 2 announcements, and like one of these panels is talking about Immortal Forever. Although, you know, we don't have enough info on Immortal for me to love it or hate it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, I'm not excited about a mobile game, but at the same time, it's like if they kill it, okay, it's something.
Sure. Okay. And then best case POG scenario.
Oh, best case is like everything. All these leaks are true. You know, we're getting D4. We're gonna get some gameplay footage. We're gonna get Diablo 2 remaster. We're gonna get a badass WoW expansion. We're gonna get Overwatch 2. We're gonna get that's POG enough, probably.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so let's flip it.
Yeah. What do you need?
Okay,
What do
you
want?
got it. No.
Okay,
it
so
all typed up.
yeah. I'll go with my medium case scenario, right?
Okay.
Diablo 2 Immortal is once again peddled onto us. Okay. Diablo Immortal demo station is set up just like last year. Okay.
Okay.
Diablo 2 original demo is remastered as well in Hall D.
Okay.
And we get a Diablo 4 cinematic trailer.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
My best case scenario is Diablo 2 original demo remastered demo station, Diablo 4 cinematic trailer with a Diablo 4 demo station, Diablo Immortal to be released following BlizzCon, and Diablo 3 gets Druid and new endgame content. The never
endgame content on there.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Worst case scenario, the world is actually ending. Legitimately, the world's ending. Diablo Immortal is the main spot after opening ceremony.
There's no way that can happen, but okay.
StarCraft Mobile follows it up.
Oh my god.
Overwatch is coming to your phone.
You're right. You went straight riot, man.
Okay, we're not done. Okay, World of Warcraft Go is announced.
Oh fuck.
And Diablo 4 is Nintendo Switch exclusive. The world is actually ending.
So let's say that scenario actually happened. I legitimately think there would be riots at BlizzCon. Like there would really, people would be like, I want my money back right now. You know what I mean? On top of that, you can refund some plane tickets too. So, yeah, man. So, you know, there's a trend here though. There's a lot of trend. There's mobile. I'm really curious what that mobile content that they canceled was. You know?
Yeah. You know, honestly, here are my actual prediction. This is my actual prediction. Are you ready?
Okay.
So Diablo Immortal, I think they're gonna do it again.
Okay.
I think that they'll set up the Diablo Immortal station again in Hall D. I don't think that would be a bad thing per se.
No, I think that's a good thing. But I think it'll be a lot more of a demo than what we got last time.
Sure. I think they'll have a Switch station set up. So they're going to be peddling the Diablo 3 on Switch. They're going to be peddling the Overwatch on Switch, much like last year. And then we'll get a Diablo 4 cinematic trailer. That's my actual guess of what's going on this year.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with most of those things. I don't think Diablo Immortal is going to make the prime time.
Okay.
I don't think it's one of those 4 spots.
So then your final prediction for what's actually going to happen?
I think we're going to get Diablo 4 trailer. I think we're going to get World of Warcraft trailer, and then they'll follow up with one of the segments talking about, you know, systems and things.
Sure.
Overwatch 2, I think, is going to happen, or an expansion, or whatever they're going to call this additional content.
But we're just talking about Diablo here, really.
Just
the other stuff's
Diablo?
like, yeah. So let me ask you this: the 4 things.
Okay.
What's going to be what are we demoing in in Hall D?
We're going to get an Immortal demo for sure. It's going to be a much better demo than last year, a more full-fledged demo.
Are we getting anything else?
We're going to get Switch Diablo 3 as well.
Okay. Again? Interesting.
Again, yeah. I think we're going to get...
With the content, the new sets or something, or just...
I think that everything's going to get demoed. I think in the demo station, they're going to, like the demo area where all the Blizzard stuff's at, I think you're definitely going to get a Switch version of Diablo 3 playable there.
Okay.
And I definitely think you're going to get a PC version of Diablo 3 there. I think you're going to get both of those. Diablo Immortal's definitely going to be at the con somewhere set up like last year because they definitely want to push Diablo Immortal. And I think that Diablo Immortal got this really negative connotation, and I think that they genuinely feel that the game's good enough if people play it that they'll carry this isn't that bad.
Sure, yeah.
So I think they want word of mouth to get around, and they could be right, and I hope they're right that it is good enough that people are like, it's not that bad. It's a good game. And then I also think, that's it. I think we're going to get a cinematic trailer for D4. I don't think we're going to get any gameplay footage from D4 at all. And then I think we're going to get demos for everything else.
Okay.
So, Diablo 2 is going to get announced as well. I think that we're going to get the remake.
I think it's, like the Diablo 2 original demo could be remastered, but that's it. Like, that's all the work they've done. I think that's possible.
Maybe. I'll go ahead on a limb and say that we're going to get to play Diablo 2 remastered a little bit too.
So
at least if we don't get to play it, we're definitely going to have gameplay footage of that.
What happens when I'm right?
I think this is so much to bet on. There's too many loopholes when neither of us win. I think we should just bet, is Diablo 4 getting dropped or not? Do you believe Diablo 4 is getting announced?
Cinematic, yes. That's it.
Cinematic? I agree with that, though. I think it's just going to be cinematic, too.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move down the list.
Okay. D2, what's happening?
Do you think Diablo Immortal is really going to get that primetime slot? Are you willing to bet that it's going to get that primetime slot?
Yeah, fuck it. Let's do it.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't.
Okay.
So
that's one difference. Okay. D2, what's happening? What do you think?
I think it's going to get announced. Is that what we're talking about?
Sure. Or announce, gameplay, demo, anything?
Announcement for sure. We're going to see gameplay. I don't know if we're going to get to play it.
Okay.
I mean, Immortal's enough of the bet right there because that's either black or white. They're either going to have it or not have it. So one of us is winning.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Okay. So
you're wanting to throw extra stuff in this because you're scared on that one.
No, I'm just curious. Okay, so let's just put it on the Immortal. So you're saying no Immortal main stage, and I'm saying Immortal main stage.
One of those 4 primetime slots.
Okay.
I don't think it gets one of those 4 slots.
So if I'm right, you finally show us ThaPChild in a dress photo.
You want the ThaPChild? Dude, that's huge, man. That's huge. That's a big one. Maybe. What do I get? Hold on. What's the stakes here, man? What do you got?
I mean, I've clearly thought about this. What do you got?
That's easy. You've been trying to get that picture for a year.
Bro.
Okay. If I'm right, I will show the picture.
Yeah.
But if I'm right, you got to do the podcast in a dress. That's rough.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. I want you to be right. Like, I want you to be right. I don't want them to peddle main stage Diablo Immortal because I don't think it's going to end well for them. I just think that they're gonna anyways.
So we need to clarify. These are big stakes.
Okay.
These are huge stakes. So let's say that slots 1 through 4, okay? Let's say slot 1 is Diablo 4.
Sure.
Okay. But at the very end of slot 1, they're like, Diablo Immortal's available on your phones right now. Does that count?
That's
I
main
don't think
stage.
that, like, in my mind, I'm saying no, because I think I said one of those 4 slots. Like, it's got the slot. You know, like, it's the focus.
Okay.
So I'm clarifying here because I don't want this little like, we talked about Immortal for like 10 seconds, I win. You know what I mean?
It's main stage.
So what are we gonna do if that happens? That scenario plays out. What's the deal?
If it's its own 45-minute slot.
Let's just say that they spend like 60 seconds
Sure.
at the end of Diablo 4 slot.
Okay. And you don't expect that to happen at all.
I think that may happen. I think that they could definitely mention it on the heels of a Diablo 4, but it's not getting one of those 45-minute blocks.
Okay.
It might get 60 seconds. I'll say that I lose if it's over 60 seconds.
Okay. I think that's fair.
And if it's just like Diablo Immortal's out right now, check it out or whatever, then no. You know what I mean?
Sure.
They have to like.
Is wearing a dress, because we're getting a photo of you in a dress, and I have to wear a dress for 2 hours.
Has to wear the dress. You know what I'm saying? We could just step it up, man. We could just
wear some dress on stream.
That's scary, dude.
Ooh,
that's scary to have to do the podcast in a dress. Man,
breezy. It's winter, you know.
Okay, what about if let's lower these stakes a little bit? I don't know. Because that's forever, dude. That's online. That's not going away.
Literally forever. Yeah. Oh, maybe we'll let chat make suggestions, like on Twitter and YouTube.
That's a good idea. I mean, it's going to have to be. This is the last one before BlizzCon. This is the last podcast.
Right.
So
well, we're gonna try to like do something.
Yeah, there.
Yeah,
but it'll probably be after unless we did it Thursday night.
Right.
Which, we'll see. It's 2 nights from now. I don't know.
Sure.
Be pretty soon.
Right. Well, it doesn't have to be, even if we don't get to do anything like we want, like do a stream there or something. Yeah. Like we could still, like chat could still decide the fate, and we wouldn't have to do it the following one. Like we do the one after that or whatever.
We'll think. We got a little podcast left. Chat, we're open to suggestions. We'll be scanning a little bit.
Sure.
We're scanning. People are saying give subs. Like that's not
too easy.
Money's like it's got to be.
Yeah, we're Diablo 3 streamers, man. We're
we're not rich, guys.
No, we're super loaded. That's the fastest path to getting rich.
That's the bet. So we'll figure out the consequences. Sure. The bet is Diablo Immortal main stage presence.
Yeah, over 60 seconds.
Over 60 seconds.
I'll be like timing him.
60, like how long? If they talk about it, man, I'm trying to think. Like 60 seconds is short. That's a short time. I mean, they could like play the intro video for it. That cinematic's probably over 60 seconds.
I'll just like scream something that gets like Wyatt all flustered, so it just drags on a little longer.
Wyatt, I love you.
And it's like, what?
I was like, huh? What?
And just adds like 2 seconds, and I'm like, fuck yeah.
Right. Yes. That's the leaks, man. Did we cover everything? I think so.
Yeah.
That's all the stuff that I've heard in the last couple days floating around. I actually stayed pretty spoiler free up until today. I didn't really read or click any of these leaks because I was debating if I was going to actually go into BlizzCon blind just to be super excited.
You can't.
But then I'm like, I can't, man. I gotta know it for the podcast.
I've been scouring like the past week. I've been scouring the internet, the deep dark webs. I've seen things that I don't want to talk about, but I've been looking everywhere for leaks. So nothing outside what we talked about.
How about chat's saying you got to play Witch Doctor for a month.
A month?
How about you have to main? How about you have to main the new monk set?
Oh God.
You got to main the new monk set for the first weekend of the season. Loser has to main the new monk set for the first week of the season.
How about loser has a solo level of Witch Doctor?
No, man. I think I'd rather wear a dress on the podcast. If I'm being perfectly honest, I really think I'd rather just fucking wear the dress.
Wow, dude. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, Witch Doctor is
hardcore. Yeah, hardcore. There you go. Level 1 to 70 solo, hardcore. And if you fucking die, you got to do it all over again. Yes, that's it. That is it.
You think that's the bet?
Yeah. And you can't play fucking normal. You got to do like hard or whatever.
You got to do hard too? You can play normal.
No, normal is too easy.
I don't know. I've played hardcore once, ever.
Yeah, well, me too. Me too, dude.
Oh, that's a lie.
I played hardcore literally like once. It's only
really once?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
That's the one, dude. That's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay. You got to start the season. Like, I don't really want to start my season off on hardcore. Do we have to start the season hardcore? Or we just have to do it during the season?
Do it during the season. Whenever.
During the season? Yeah, because I don't want to waste the launch.
Well, I won't be here, so.
Fucking. Oh, yeah, that's some BS.
Yeah.
That's a bad bet. I'm getting the end of this. All right. We'll do that. Loser has to level 1 to 70 solo and hardcore during season 19.
Hard mode. Yeah. Hardcore hard.
Hard mode.
Yeah.
Hardcore hard? No.
Yep.
Just normal.
Not normal. Normal's too easy, dude. It's literally too easy. Our loser has to play campaign once. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, to beat campaign. Normal Belial would fucking kill me. I'd be so. Oh my gosh, I'd lose it.
Okay.
What else do we got?
You know, we had that brief thing. It's a big trending article on Reddit right now. I forgot to put it on here, but the importance of basically Diablo 4 having a good launch, right? Like Blizzard desperately needs to have a good launch with Diablo 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's been, reiterated by Reddit.
It's important to have. I mean, I can't really think of a game that's amazing that had a crap launch.
I mean, ROS is really good compared. Launch for Diablo 3 was really bad.
Yeah, but Diablo 3 wasn't really in a great state in vanilla.
Sure.
But
that's exactly why this was posted, right? Because they got it so wrong to the point where people are like, fuck Diablo, right? And they're never going to come back.
I agree. I think the game needs to have good systems initially right out of the bat.
Right.
I hope that they do a lot of testing. I hope that they do a lot of even closed testing where they bring community guys in to play and just say, how do you feel about the game? How is the loot investment? How's the time investment? How are the systems? What does it feel?
God, let me give you a hypothetical. Okay.
Okay.
Diablo 4 beta invites go out.
Okay.
We don't make wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. And if people are like literally get to play Diablo 4 for like 6 months to like a year before we and we actually don't even get the beta until like it hits live.
I could see that happening.
Yeah. That would kill me. That would
it would be
kill
your
me.
fault. Like I'm a association,
bro.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
So
that
it would suck, man. Like that's kind of the things. This is why people are scared to tiptoe around people's feelings. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's one thing to be a nice guy and to be an asshole. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying there are certain times where you might be frustrated with something, and if you're like, this isn't what I like, this sucks, then they're like, you know what? This guy is no longer invited to any of our stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure. I know what you mean.
Yeah. So it would suck. It would, it would suck.
It would.
So I just hope that people can look past that, I guess.
Sure. Sure.
Like, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to express it, I guess. But I just, I really do. Being in my position, and I'll just say that, like, since I got invited and got a media pass and you didn't, you know what I mean? Like, it's fucked up. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, our podcast, I feel like is a pretty big service to Diablo. Like, genuinely speaking, we're always trying to help the game move forward. We're not just bashing it blindly for no reason. And so now I'm going to be there and have the media pass and you don't. So it's like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like half of my team, the other half of the team isn't there with me. You know what I mean? And it sucks. It's, for me personally, it sucks. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Even though like I'm excited to be there, it would be a lot cooler if you were there with me. It would be a lot cooler if we got to go do these things together and I was like, yo, what's up, man? How you doing? Let's go do this. But now it's like, I'm going to go check the demo out while you go wait in line. Sorry, dude. You know what I mean? It's like, it's fucked. You know what I mean? It's fucked.
I mean, sure. So, but yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like, you just, fucking have a good time. Don't worry about me, dude.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I'm not.
Okay, good.
It's just,
Good. Wow, you're so selfish.
I'm going to be playing the game
bait.
and I might have a thought goes through my head like, I bet Fluff's still in line. No.
Nerd. You just send me like messages of you like, this game's so good, dude. How's that
so
line?
Fucking good, dude. Yeah. So yeah, man. I mean,
I'd be disappointed if you didn't tweet that at me. Like, this game's so good, Fluff. And I'll just be like, in line. Cool, man.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna snap a picture of you waiting
Just all,
in line
just
while
all
you're
the
not
other
looking.
content creators like in front of the computers playing Diablo 4 or whatever, and you're just like,
I'll get a picture of you standing in line, and I'll put a little arrow, like it's gonna be so far back, right? Because the line's gonna be fucking huge, and I'm gonna put a little arrow like on top of your head saying Lord Fluffy, and then I'll be like, pick another picture of me playing the game.
Yeah.
It's a weird scenario, and you know, it doesn't make. The thing is like I see the friend side of you that I think there's a difference between brand and people, and I think some people get caught up in the brand. Like Doc Disrespect doesn't act like that if you meet him in real life. Like Guy, whatever the fuck his name is, that's his brand. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And it's like I don't think people associate that. I guess there's like once you have 10,000 people, then you're a legit brand, I guess. I don't know where the cutoff is.
Sure.
But I don't know, man. So that's just my view.
Sure. No, I'm just as big of an asshole in real life. So
yeah, you kind of are. But yeah, that's I don't know. We got derailed on that, but but D4 needs to kill the launch. They need to.
Yeah, man. I would hate
super hard for them to have. They need to have a simplistic game that people can pick up easy. That needs to have the depth of PoE. It's like it needs to be D3 and PoE mashed into one. And I don't know how to do that. I hope that the devs and the concept creators and the people who are in charge of loot management and reward time management and all these things can find that system. But I'm scared if they make it too much like PoE, it'll scare players away. And if it's simple like D3, people are going to be like, man, this is a repeat of what we already got. You know?
You know, my biggest fear is they do, classic Blizz and just go their own route. And it's just, like, say even, like, it comes out and D4 is like Mario Kart. Like, if it's not what anyone wants it to be at all. It's not an ARPG, right? Is there any acceptable game type do you think it could be that the community could get behind? Like, even a straight MMO? Or do you think the community
I'm not saying they couldn't make a good game in the Diablo universe,
but Diablo 4,
absolutely not. If the 4 is on the D, it's ARPG isometric. It has to be. It has to be 100%. Yeah. They can make a side project. They can make Diablo Demon Hunter. I don't know what they want to call it.
Sure.
And it could be an isometric, whatever, third person. I don't care. Mario Kart.
Right.
Doesn't matter. But it can't have the 4 next to it.
Okay.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree.
They could hybrid MMO. They could do Lost Ark style
RPG, right?
MMO ARPG. That would be fine. That would be acceptable because it's still going to have the isometric camera angle. Still going to be a dungeon crawler. You're just going to throw more people.
Even that, I'd be disappointed because you're going to have MMO fatigue, and I'm sure you've experienced this, right? Like you played WoW pretty hard at some point in your life, and you run into that point where, like, you're so hardcore, you've done everything on your character, and you're just waiting on that weekly lockout, and then your only option, if you want to keep playing the game, is to make an alt. And I hate that that's a thing. I want games like Diablo 3 and PoE where, like, you can literally grind all day on your character, and you feel like, okay, that wasn't bad.
So you think the lockout has to come with MMO to keep you time invested?
I think that's just like the formula for some reason. Dailies, weekly lockouts, time gates.
I think that's an okay system for some games, but I definitely agree that I don't want that in my ARPG. Yeah. So, they would have to figure out ways to not have that happen.
Sure.
I think any game should have one character infinitely grindable.
Yes.
You shouldn't. And Destiny is a big game that makes you play all 3 characters on a weekly basis to get all the stuff and to maximize your experience and loot and all that. And I don't like that system, although it's okay. It plays well in there because they designed their game around it. It's not ideal. It's not what I would want from a game.
Sure.
So,
but
yeah, I agree.
Speaking of MMORPG, you finally pulled the trigger.
Yeah, I did, man.
On trying out the Lost Arks.
Yeah, I did. So I went and I played a little Lost Arkage. It was fun, man. Honestly, I had a good time with it. It was so graphically, it's beautiful.
Sure.
That's one of the things immediately. It's what I wish Diablo 3 or PoE were. I feel like it could still be better. Like if Diablo 4 came out and it only looked as good as Lost Ark, I would be slightly disappointed.
Okay.
I as much as I think it's an amazing looking game, I think it could be better.
Okay.
You know, like I think Diablo 4 has a higher bar still. But it's the best looking ARPG I've ever played. I think. I can't, you know. And the combat felt really good. So to me, it was like it was like you took Monster Hunter, Diablo 3, and I'm gonna say like Black Desert or is it Black Desert Online? I think it's Black Desert. It's like the MMO. Sure. It's got the Asian Eastern market like art style, you know, to it. It's got the weapons and just the way combat has like this kind of locked in animation, like time wind up swings and things, kind of like Monster Hunter has. And then it's got the ARPG elements from, you know, ARPG, the isometric view, the loot system, the things like that. And then, you know, it's fun, dude. It was a good game.
Yeah.
It's missing things for me though. Like it wasn't, oh, this is the best ARPG I've ever played. I can't wait to play it more. I gotta play it. I gotta play it.
Really?
It didn't have that super grip on me. It was definitely fun, but it didn't suck me in like Diablo 3 did when I first played it. You know, I don't feel like the story was that good. Although I'm reading a translated story, you know, and it was just, you know, okay.
I mean, yeah. So this is my
not that it's bad.
Sure.
You know,
this is my second time visiting the game. You know, I'm leveling up characters again, and this time, you know, like I leveled the max level Berserker, which I think is what you started.
Yep.
And I leveled the max Battle Master. And now I'm doing like the Devil Hunter, which is like a range. This is the first time I played like ranged in this game. And like, my God, the combat in this game, like it's so freaking good, man. And
it is good. It feels good.
It's insanely good.
Very good.
And like you hadn't even gotten some of the boss battles. The boss battles in this game, like the telegraphed attacks, and the whole time you're trying to not get overrun by trash. Like, so your whole goal is to like CC trash and not get overrun, right?
Right.
And during a boss battle, you have to like avoid shit too. So it just makes it like so engaging.
So they give you a dodge ability in this game, default bound to I think double space, and so you have this dodge ability, but it has a cooldown. So it's like everything feels a little strategic. It's like, okay, if I dodge now, I won't have it again for 10 seconds or whatever the cooldown is. I think it's 7 to 10 seconds. And I'm like, okay. If I do my big wind-up attack, I'm going to crush all this shit, but it takes like 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds to get the cast off. So if I wind it up and then the boss starts an animation, I'm fucked. I'm going to get hit, you know? I can stun knock all this trash down and chain that into my big slam. Oh, that feels really good.
Right.
You know, and it's just like all these little mechanics that play on each other. It feels great. I think the biggest challenge for me is that I'm so used to playing Diablo 3 with specific keybinds that I couldn't emulate in this game. I have a Logitech set up. You can't bind like I use W as force walk because since day one of Diablo. Because at the time when Diablo came out
on your keyboard?
So you can't bind W to left click on a Logitech system. No, at least if there's a way, I don't know how to do it.
Garbage.
And I actually looked for a little bit. So on Razer, you can just do it pretty easy. You know, it's just boom, do it. But on Logitech, they don't let you remap normal keys.
Lame.
Yeah, it is kind of lame. So, and there's ways you can do it with Windows and this, but it's like, dude, I don't want to have to like run all this extra software to play the game.
Sure.
You know, I just want to boot it up and play it.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get used to the default keybinds, which is fine. Like if you get used to it, I think it won't be an issue. So that was a challenge for me for the first hour or two because I'm so used to playing Diablo. I got so many hours in Diablo. For me, when I want to walk forward, I press W. And so on this game, it's bound as an ability. So I ended up unbinding it. Once you get used to your abilities, and like you have 8 abilities in Lost Ark, not just your normal 4, you know. So
more depending on your class,
yeah. So you have all these abilities that you can use. And so that in itself, it's just, it's cool, man. It's interesting, but it's definitely an adjustment period. The story felt okay-ish. The combat felt great. Yeah. The microtransactions, it looked like, there was a little... it's hard for me to translate and see exactly what was going on.
There's pay for, like, speed.
Yeah.
So, like, you could get, like, once a day.
XP stuff, I think, too, right?
No, but they have, like, you can run an extra daily dungeon every day, which helps you, like, progress your gear faster. Now, you can actually get that through dailies as well, but you can just, like, buy it. The only thing that's, like, kind of pay to win is they have this crystal. Like, eventually you kind of get gated by the amount of crystals that you have and how many you can earn per day. And you can just, like, buy one, I think, a day on the cash shop. So
that's cool. So, this is part of the thing with free-to-play games, although PUBG doesn't really they don't sell pay to win.
Pay for convenience kind of thing.
It's all cosmetic and convenience. And that's that doesn't leave a sour taste in my mouth.
Okay.
That seems pretty acceptable. This comes from a different market, though, man. The Eastern market is definitely more of a pay-to-win market.
Yeah.
The game is pretty amazing for being free.
Right.
I can't complain. Like, the enjoyment I got out of it was pretty amazing. So, but it definitely makes me think, like, what systems could Diablo put in place to continue to make money, man. And I think cosmetics are kind of an acceptable way that they could do it.
So do you think you'll keep leveling, or do you think you're just got too much shit to play?
I think I'll play. So I got a lot of shit to play right now, especially with BlizzCon.
Yeah.
But I like Lost Ark, so I think at some point I will revisit it for sure.
Right.
It's I don't know if it's going to be in the next week or so, but definitely like the game. I really hope it comes out in North America before Diablo 4.
Yeah, otherwise it's just dead in the water.
Otherwise,
probably.
It's dead. Yeah, right. And it probably never will come if it doesn't.
Yeah, I'm curious to visit the end game again. It suffered from MMO fatigue. So you're like, your lockouts, and if you grind really hard, you run out of stuff to do, and then you just make an alt, which I don't love. I do like. There's some stuff I think you would really, really like. So I'd be like really interested if you like made it to the end game. Like, it's the Dauntless style battling where you like go out and you find the boss guy, and then your team only has like 3 deaths, and you can only use your potion like 3 times, and it's fucking hard, man.
Right. So yeah, the combat felt. I could see how it was challenging. It was super forgiving at the early levels. Like, you can take a boss hit and not die.
Sure, and you can potion like all the time.
Yeah, and I got like 60 potions, so I can constantly use potions if I want.
Right.
But
you can't do that in other stuff.
But instantly, though, when you're playing it, you can see. I could be like, dude, I got to figure out how to dodge this shit, or I am definitely going to start dying later on in the game. And to me, it was more of like, I have got to unlearn my Diablo mechanics and start picking this up. Obviously, if you play this 20, 30, 40 hours, I think you're going to be fine. Sure. But the first initial 3-4 hours, I was like, man, this is awkward. This is weird. Sure. So yeah, I think it'll be fun, man. Mechanically, though, it feels great. I don't think Diablo 4 would emulate this style, unfortunately.
Really?
I feel like this is an Eastern combat style. This is Monster Hunter. This is a style that I've seen in other Eastern market games.
I've never seen a combat style like this.
Like this feels like Code Vein a little bit too. Like, you just have these huge wind up ability. Maybe it's the class I played too. Maybe it was because I was playing the Berserker class. But it had these wind ups for all the abilities and like these animation locks. Like, once I hit my number 3, which was my like spin attack, knock people in the air, it was like a second to 2 seconds that I'm not controlling my character. He's stuck in this spot.
Is that not great though? Okay, so to me,
it feels great. It feels wonderful.
To me, this translates.
I like it.
Like, this could be you could have done that on a controller. That's what I'm saying. Like, when people are like, "Oh, you have to dumb down the game if you make it cross-platform."
Not on this, you don't. This would play great on a controller.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, 100%. And then you could take this, like, you could cross-platform this, especially like PlayStation. I don't know if we talked about this last podcast or if it happened in between. PlayStation completely announced that cross-platform is being supported for everybody. So any game developer on PlayStation has access to the cross-platform code, and they could play games with Microsoft and Switch.
Wow.
So it's not just Fortnite anymore. So Diablo 4, for example, could do cross-platform. You could have PC, Xbox, Switch, whatever, all playing the same game together. And that's amazing. Yeah. If they can develop a game that plays as good on console as it does on PC, phenomenal, man.
Yeah.
I would just hate the game to be limited in its PC port or its PC version because of console.
Sure. You know? Yeah, and I think that's everybody's fear. I get that. But I think there's ways, and especially Blizzard could figure out a way to not have to make that sacrifice. And I think this game does a great job.
I definitely think Blizzard's got the smarts to figure that out for sure. So, but this gives me hope, man. I mean, if Diablo 4 can have a combat system that's as fun as Lost Ark, oh my god. Because their storytelling is going to be top notch already. God, we know that their cinematics are going to be top notch.
Like walking through that story, it would have been like Diablo juice. Like that'd be so pog.
Yeah, it would have been so great.
And I could grind literally combat in this. I could grind this shit all day.
Yeah, like, man. So I was doing. I mean, and it's hard to say because the game's new to me.
Sure.
Right? But I was running through the levels, and I'm like, I know where I had to go.
Yeah.
But I wanted to
all
kill
you want to do is fight.
everything on the way.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, there's an enemy way off the path over here to the left. I'm gonna go kick his ass real quick because he needs to die. You know.
I think that's one of the oversights of this game is like they give you like a mount, and then you kind of feel like, well, I need to like get on the mount and just like go to my next objective. Whereas it's like if you had to walk everywhere, you would just fucking kill everything. And the combat's so good.
It is good. The horse looks a little clunky.
I think that beginner horse, yeah. And so there's one thing. So I tested. I was like, okay, this buy horse. So I bought the horse off the shop. It was like $5. Okay. I was like, is this going to be like a pay to win thing? And horse is like, it's pretty amazing. It like you get wings and you like shoot forward. Like your normal horse is like does a little jump, but the it's like a Pegasus and like the wings pop out and you do like a huge dash. So it's like, damn, that's pretty fucking good.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, the default horse to me like runs and it's like doesn't match the speed its legs move. Right. Doesn't match the speed it goes on the screen.
Yeah, and
it's like one of those things that bothers me. It's like old Super Nintendo style walking that doesn't fit, and I'm just like slow his feet down. So that's the only thing visually that has turned me off so far.
Sure.
The maps I also feel could be a little bit bigger and more open. Yeah. Like it's better than Diablo. But it's not like a true MMO where it's like this huge area and you just go explore it. It's like it's like linear paths like Diablo. It's tiles, you know.
I agree.
It seems like they're static and the world seems static, really big. But
I think that's a good point. Like they worked too much to like they have so many worlds and zones and like places to go, and maybe they should have focused more on just like.
And even the gameplay footage we're seeing now, you can see what I'm talking about. It still has linear. The very Diablo 3-ish, super linear, small path that you have to take to get from A to B. And it would be cool to see them incorporate an MMO World of Warcraft style. Just, okay, here's Crossroads. It's this big-ass open map, and you can go anywhere you want in this huge area. And maybe that's my MMO side coming out too much. Maybe ARPGs should be more linear. I don't know. I mean, do you feel that it's a bad thing?
I mean, like, I would hate, for Diablo to come. I mean, this is a symptom of Lost Ark, but like, say Diablo comes out and it is very much like Lost Ark, and we're kind of like guided through. Like, there's tons of worlds, and it's like, wow, this world is vast, and Lost Ark world's like huge. Like, it's actually you should open your map next time you open the game.
I have. It's huge. It's ridiculous. Massive. Yeah, I saw. It was like 14 areas, like.
Massive areas,
way bigger than what I had even played. Yeah.
And so I would have rather seen like a focus on, being able to run dynamic maps. I think, another big fear is Diablo 4 not having dynamic maps. Whatever makes Diablo Diablo. I think that's one of those things that it's scary to think of a game that wouldn't have that. So I would rather see with Lost Ark that they focused maybe on either one, maybe not making so many zones, but more focusing on making those zones like feel big and open, or two, have maybe implemented some more like
dynamically generated maps are really cool, but the tiles end up repeating. So although you don't know which way to churn, it's it's good. That's a plus thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to see Diablo Blizzard expand on that tech, right? Like, if anyone could do it.
That tech has to be next level for D4. I really hope it's next level. Like they need to randomly generate paths in those tile sets and, terrain and I would love to see that step it up.
Sure.
And something else is like I don't feel like when you're inside castles or towers in Diablo, it really feels like you're in a castle or a tower.
True.
Like I would like to see like a drastic difference, between them.
Yeah.
So.
But if you guys are wanting to check it out, it's an open beta for Russia right now. And so the big difference here is, so Korean had open beta as well, but to play in Korea, you actually had to have like a Korean social security number. And so you would end up like getting on these third-party websites and you would like basically pay a Korean to be like, hey, give me your account.
Right.
And it even got so much that you'd have to like pay a Korean like a monthly fee to basically like make sure that if you get locked out of your account, like you can get back in. But if you like let that fee drop, like the account goes back to them, kind of thing. Whereas the Russian open beta, it's literally your account. Like there's no one else. Like you own it, and
you can create it for free with I guess their version of Google. It's like mail.ru.
Yeah, so mail.ru, exactly.
I don't know if that who owned what that is from, but you just create an email account and then you log in with your email account. So it's pretty straightforward. They did have to text me. Did they have to text you?
Yeah.
They sent me a text and I was like, well, here goes. And so they texted me a 4-digit ID to my cell and I put it in. So, it's cool. Like, I guess they, so worst case, they got my cell number.
And you do need a VPN, and Exit Lag has like a 3-day trial. So if you guys like want to check it out, it's actually, so to set up the Korean beta, and you can speak to this, right? So Korean was like, it was hours of like, what am I doing? I started
to set up the Korean version before, and I quit because I'm like, this is stupid. Yeah. And I didn't want to like get scammed trying to buy an account. I think that's the big thing. Yeah. This one wasn't hard. It took me, so the longest time was honestly just to download the game.
Sure.
Because the game's like 40 gigs or something.
Yeah.
But to set up the account, I'd say it took me 15 minutes, maybe. Yeah. Exactly. Not very long. And Exit Lag is a really good piece of software. So there are definitely different VPNs out there. And I know people in my community use some different ones, and they said that their ping times were varying from this to that. My ping with Exit Lag was 140 milliseconds, and it was so clean when I played. I could not tell that it was a Russian server. I would have sworn it was an American server. It was super flawless.
Right.
So I had zero lag issues.
So the optimization in this game is actually insane. And that's why I want you to continue playing, because you'll see like there's a castle siege and you just like, you won't believe it. Like you just like, how is this not lagging? I don't get it.
Yeah. It's cool.
So
definitely cool. So yeah, I mean, to derail, BlizzCon hype around the corner, but Lost Ark is phenomenal, and I hope it comes to North America someday, somehow.
Before Diablo.
At least as of right now. Now, Diablo 4 can blow my mind, and I could be like, I don't care about Lost Ark anymore.
Yeah, true.
I hope that's what happens.
True.
That's it, man.
Questions?
That is it. We gonna do some questions?
Yeah, did.
Cool. If you have questions for the podcast, you can submit them at ThaPChild on Twitter, at Lord__Fluffy. And every week I'll do a podcast going live tonight thing on Tuesdays. You can always drop them on there.
True.
Check that as well. Or in our Discords. Links will be in the YouTube video below. Or if you're live in chat right now, some of the mods can probably drop those for us. That'd be super awesome. The first question comes from Maester Magus. He says, if someone wants to summon you using 3 things that define you, what would they be?
What the fuck?
It's a hard one.
I mean, like,
that's a hard one.
Video games.
Yeah.
To put Diablo into like a ring of blood. Maybe like a cookie, I'm a sucker for a
cookie.
Yeah.
Why a cookie? You trying to say you're sweet?
I am. We're trying to be summoned. Like what 3 things you would fall into like a trap, right? Like that's the kind of thing. You put them in a
all right, so you got to lure them to the trap. Okay.
Yeah.
See, my summon's going to be from people that are like, we want him in our lives, so I don't have to trap him. I'm going to say video games. I agree with you on that.
Okay.
What would symbolize? Like, I think I'm loyal to a fault, man. I think it gets me in trouble sometimes. What would symbolize loyalty? I don't know.
I don't know.
That's tough.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, and family. I don't know how to really answer that, man. That's
tough.
Super on the spot.
So philosophical. We should have thought about that one.
But we know that Fluff knows that he needs to trap people to summon him. So
well, yeah, you would. What can you do to summon? Right? It's not just like, oh, say Lord Fluffy 3 times fast. It's like
Chat says a dog is loyal, so we gotta kill a dog.
Kill a dog.
Me.
True.
Yeah, we gotta summon a doggo.
Yeah.
Right, we'll use the dog collar. I like that more.
There you go. That says something else, so
we can go back to that if you think of more.
Go ahead. Next one.
Key Ray says, when are you guys gonna get 100% emote for Twitch?
100% should.
100%
should. Yeah. 100%.
Is that going against me? Because I'm always saying 100%.
100% against you. 100%. Yeah.
100% against me.
100%.
Soon, man. I guess isn't there already 100 emote?
Yeah.
You just use the 100.
Soon. 100%.
Yeah. 100%. Itchy says Diablo 4 first person looter shooter? ?
I mean, better than a mobile game announcement.
So listen.
Okay.
Like Blizzard made Overwatch.
Yeah.
Overwatch is a great first person shooter. I have confidence in their ability to produce a first person shooter. I have confidence that they could produce a great looter shooter, probably maybe even the best ever looter shooter. Could that be Diablo 4? Like, well, Diablo 4 is not going to be a gun game, though.
Yeah, doesn't make sense.
What are you going to shoot? Bows and arrows, and maybe a demon hunter would shoot guns, but
like old
magical spells. Yeah. Like, it's just not the genre for it. The StarCraft one, though, could have been it. So that's kind of. Did we talk about them canceling that? That's kind of depressing. They canceled that.
It is depressing. It's like that would have been a good genre for sure, man. Because it's all guns and shit.
Yeah, that would have been amazing.
Yep.
So I think Diablo or Blizzard eventually someday will make a looter shooter. I think they'll kill it. I think they'll knock it out of the park, but not Diablo 4. Absolutely not. Yeah. I think it would be a huge mistake, and it would more alienate their fan base, and people would lose their minds.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Agreed.
Jeddart says, do you think a D2 remaster will require an always online connection?
We got this question this week.
Maybe. Probably.
It should. And I know people are like, I want to be able to play it offline. Like I could have the old one and maybe like play on Switch or something. Like, no. Like
the only time I personally don't have internet is when I'm flying.
Yeah.
So like when I go to BlizzCon and I'm on the plane, I will lose my internet connection.
Sure.
I will if I might bring my Switch. I haven't decided yet. If I bring my Switch, I will have games to play.
Yeah.
Other than that, like how do you, I mean, maybe some of you guys live in the country. How are you watching this podcast though? Like you have internet.
Yeah.
You know, like I just don't, yes, it should. Especially, okay, if there's a ladder system, which there is in D2, and that comes forward 100%, if they do a D2 remaster with a ladder system, dude, they gotta get on bots, man. They can't have it be D3.
Yeah.
They gotta have better bot detection. They gotta have better anti-cheating. And I'll tell you this, that Destiny, from switching over from Battle.net to Steam, and especially going free to play, cheat, and I'm not even saying like hackers in Crucible and PvP is like multiplied 1,000,000,000%. Like
really?
Invincible players, people are claiming wall hacks, like aim bots. It's there. There for sure. And there are times where I'm like, hey, is that guy cheating? Is he that good? Is he cheating? And then I go and I'm watching like other streamers and they're like fighting Invincible Guardians and they're fighting. And I'm like, yeah, dude, that guy was cheating. I was fighting. There's no way he's that fucking good.
Sure.
Because like I had some dude like head glitching me around corners where he had no fucking idea I was around this corner, right? Like off radar, I'm so far away. The second I peek, it's like pop. And it's like, that's not even a lane. It's not a snipe lane, you know?
Just get good. So just get good.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. So I would hate to see the same thing go down for D2 remaster where we're living in D3 where people are botting it 24/7 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, Demonic Grizz says, what are your main goals you would like to accomplish while you're at BlizzCon this year?
I mean, I need to hug it out with whoever hates me so much, I guess.
Yeah, you gotta make amends with every employee at BlizzCon. Okay,
literally, yeah. No, I mean, just like hang out with other content creators again and just like have good conversations. Hopefully I'll get the opportunity to like speak to some people at, at Blizzard that work for Blizzard. I think my best opportunity last year was that like creator night, and I'm not invited to that this year, which is sad face. But hopefully we see some people around the floor and they come say hi, because I don't. Blizzard doesn't do the whole like, hey, this is who works here, and they have photos. So like I wouldn't even know if you were a Diablo developer,
Right.
So it'd be cool if they would come up to me, but
Right.
Yeah.
I think networking is the most fun and the most beneficial thing you can do pretty much in everything. I don't care if it's a streamer or any person. Like, A, you get to meet cool people, and B, you get to collaborate with cool people if things go well. So like I want to meet people and talk to people, but I want to have a good time, man. That's my goal. Like I'm spending a lot of money to go there as a fan.
Sure.
I'm going as somebody that's going to cover it and come back and report on what I saw. But I'm also a fan. I'm a Blizzard fan, so I want to go have a good time.
True.
For sure. Redpool says, would you like a D4 Twitch integration like Borderlands 3? As far as I know, viewers can earn in-game loot and possibly spawn enemies for the streamers to fight.
Fuck yeah.
Is Blizzard too far behind the times to do something like this? No. I think Blizzard's got the manpower to do it. I think that was the Twitch integration for Borderlands was a phenomenal idea.
It was sick.
So like you could apparently like get chests and your viewers could get some of the loot, the same loot you got or something like that?
You'd open a chest and like the chat would have a chance to roll on one of the items that you got, like assigned at random. Chat could decide like what you got in like your like leveling box. Chat could like heal the boss you were fighting, which like really sucked because I was playing with Lindsay and like so it like make it just infinitely harder. But in Diablo, I'd love that. I'd be like, fuck yeah, heal them all you want. I'm gonna kill
I think it's super cool. And if you don't like it, you can close it as a viewer. If you don't want to participate, you don't have to. Now you'd still have the streamer would still get fucked with by other viewers, but you don't have to see it on your screen. So I think it's amazing. I think the rolling on loot thing is cool. It's more rewarding in game for the viewer. It's beneficial to the streamer because people are going to want to come hang out with you just while you're grinding to get some loot. Like it's a win-win all the way around. So I really hope that they take advantage of that and do something like Borderlands did for sure. 100%.
Yep.
And let's see. Let me pull up yours real quick. I know we had some questions in yours that I didn't get to grab. They said, would you? So, Duda says, would you rather have D2 remaster or D3 endgame content juicy patch? I think that's pretty easy. Go ahead and take that one.
I mean, D3 endgame content juicy patch. I mean, it sucks because there's so many people out there that love Diablo 2. And I think there's no question Diablo 2 would perform better financially. It's just, I would rather have Diablo 3 juice.
I agree. A Diablo 3, 100%. It doesn't make any sense for me to get a game that's already been out forever. I want new things, Yeah. Onion says, thoughts on Blizzard pulling crowd-funded prize money from their esports tournaments?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's tough to say. Like, there needs to be transparency if there's any kind of crowdfunding. Obviously, it takes a lot of money to spawn tournaments, and especially like quality tournaments. But like all that needs to be like public information. I think if you do crowdfunding, and to see like crowdfunding to be like 2 million, and they're only going to give like 50K for prize money or something like that, that's sketch as fuck. If you don't tell why, so dangerous.
Yeah, I didn't even really know this was a thing. So that's Nuts is the one that tweeted it out too. Which, if you don't know, he's a pretty big World of Warcraft guy. Mm-hmm. He's like a tournament winner, top tier player. That could potentially be it. Man, I'm gonna check the Twitter one more time to make sure I didn't miss one.
PvP in Diablo 4 thoughts? ? From Gonna Play FPS.
Read their question one more time.
PvP in Diablo 4 thoughts? ?
Yes, please. So so PvP is content that keeps giving.
Yeah.
If you can get a PvP mode remotely close to being, perfected, that's free content. Like you can infinitely play that content over and over and over. Like think about Fortnite. Like sure, they're tuning weapons and changing the game to keep it relevant, but there's no PvE missions you have to build. There's no new loot you have to put in. Like for an entire season, like people will play the game for 3 months with no changes. Like just grind it. PvP definitely needs to be in Diablo 4. I'm gonna be sad if it's not 100%. So
yeah,
100% I'm out.
Okay, let's from Melvin Werner. He says, let's say the dream scenario happens at Blizzcon and we get everything we could ever want. How are you guys going to celebrate Friday night?
Well, that depends. There's a really bad joke. I'm not even going to go there. It would be awesome, dude.
Yeah.
It would be hanging out with the community, man. Like who's there? Who wants to go party, have a good time?
Yeah, dude.
Go back. I think it would be really cool just to go back to the hotel, honestly, and fire up the podcast and just be like, what up? And talk to people too.
Yeah.
Like it'd be fun. It'll be super fun.
I mean, that's probably what I'll be doing because I'm not invited.
Yeah. So it'd be fun to fire up and just be like, what?
Can you believe this shit, boys? Yeah.
Yeah. Just rewatch some of the videos and look and analyze some of the footage and just fucking nerd out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So embrace the inner nerd.
Sure. I mean, I'm gonna have some drinks. Period. Like I had some beers last year. They have like beer stands set up, and it's a good time, man. So
yeah,
I'd probably drink a little bit more than normal.
Right.
If we get
right. I mean, Fluff might be naked when I get back to the room.
Hell yeah.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
I thought that was a given.
Tiger Play says, hey guys, I got a question. Imagine tomorrow we will have 2 new expansions, one for Diablo 3 and the other for Diablo 2. In your opinion, what would be more successful? A new expansion for Diablo 2 as well?
But no new graphical update?
Yeah, so I'm assuming it's going to be the remastered Diablo 2.
Oh,
I'm just going to go on a limb.
Fuck yeah, that one.
I would think that one would be.
Of course.
It depends on how good this remaster is.
What we're talking? No, the D2 remaster with expansion. Of course, that's gonna be more popular than D3 with expansion, right? Am I misunderstanding the question?
No, that's the question.
Okay. Yes, 1000%. There's way more nostalgia for Diablo 2 than there could ever possibly be for Diablo 3.
Diablo 3 sold a shit ton of copies,
and it also made a bunch of people never want to come back to Diablo. It wasn't as successful. I don't like. Do you remember? Like it was bad. It was a bad launch.
I mean,
tons of players quit.
I quit.
Yeah.
You quit. Everybody quit. Towards the end.
ROS is a great game, but like so many players are never gonna know how.
ROS saved the shit out of Diablo.
Yes, but
100%.
How? Like
but there's also Xbox players and PlayStation players and Switch players now. I mean, it's sold so many copies. I don't know. It's a good question.
I'd say D2. 100%.
I would have to agree. I think Diablo 2 remake, remaster, whatever you want to call it.
With expansion. That's like
with an expansion.
I'm pogging out for something like that. Would be amazing.
That's brand new game, brand new content.
Yes.
For all intents and purposes.
That wins.
So yeah. I'd take it. And I think that's it, man. I think I got them all.
Hell yeah, dude. Easy.
So, easy peasy.
Last podcast before BlizzCon, boys.
Yeah, keep an eye on Twitter. If you guys aren't following us on Twitter, do it. We're gonna go live at BlizzCon. I would imagine at some point, provided that the hotel internet isn't complete dog shit.
Yeah. I wonder if there's gonna be like a bunch of other people trying to do that, and it's just gonna be so slow.
Probably so. So hopefully we got stable enough internet. I mean, it's gonna be pretty basic. It's just the two of us on a camera, so it's not gonna be like a crazy setup. But yeah, on a laptop. But hopefully it'll be good enough that you guys can come hang out with us, and we'll talk about all the good things that happened.
Yeah.
The Diablo 4, and we'll talk about how Fluff has to play a level 70 hardcore character.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about, all the Diablo Immortals you just talked about, and how we can't believe it's main stage again.
They're so gonna fuck me, man.
You're
I regret this bet already. Can I take it back? Is it too late?
you're gonna be streaming Diablo Immortal at BlizzCon. What do you think about that?
Oh my gosh. If you guys want to find more of me, you can catch me on Twitters and YouTube and everywhere at ThaPChild. Twitch.tv.
Yeah. And I'm Lord_Fluffy. Double those underscores on the Twitters. We'll hopefully catch you guys sometime this weekend. If not, at the very least, we'll see you probably next Wednesday. Do we agree on that?
Yes, we'll do it Wednesday.
Wednesday. Yep. Peach doesn't get back until late night Tuesday, so we can't do it on Tuesday. But next week,
it'll be Wednesday, November the 6th.
Yeah.
And it'll be the same time. So 10 o'clock East Coast.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll see you guys next week and hopefully this weekend.